Hi children, we have already started a new chapter, Trojan Horse, and we have already finished up to here. See, let me mark. So we have already done up to here, and today we are going to start from this is indeed a great scheme. Fine. So this is Ritu Tamret, and you're watching my channel Literature with Ritu. So let's get started. This is indeed a great scheme, said Agamemnon. We will propose it to the next council meeting, which is scheduled to be held later today. So Agamemnon agreed to the kind of plan Ulysses had in his mind, and he was trying to get the plan executed because of which he was trying to get permission from the authorities, and Agamemnon and other members agreed with the plan. Now he said that, or Agamemnon said that he was going to propose the plan to the next meeting, and which was going to be scheduled that day. See, here I am using all the sentences in indirect direct indirect speech, because most of the times you have to write down your answers. Just a minute. So most of the times you have to write down your answers in indirect speech. Okay, so that's why I have decided to explain the full chapter for you in indirect speech, so that you could write exactly same sentences which I am using over here. So I have already told you, and once again I would like to tell you that please hold a pencil and keep a copy before you, and keep writing the synonyms which I am using, which I am giving you, and keep writing the sentences also if you want to write, then so that you could use these synonyms, you could use these words, you could use the same sentences at the time of your examination. Fine. So okay, from here the scheme found ready acceptance with the other members of the council too. So the other members of the council too agreed to the scheme. The wooden horse was quickly constructed and placed on a large platform with wheels. So a huge horse of wood or wooden horse was constructed. A huge horse or a horse, wooden horse, which had enormous size or huge size, or which had got a giant size, was quickly constructed, and it was placed on a large platform. Okay, it was placed on a flat structure. You could also say it was placed on a flat piece of wood with wheels on the four sides. Some of the bravest Greek warriors, including Ulysses, hid themselves in the hollow stomach of the horse and securely closed the trapdoor from inside. So some of the Greek warriors, as the horse was not a solid one, it was a hollow one, so that the Greek soldiers, it was their plan that they would hid themselves inside the hollow stomach of the horse, and this is what they did, when the horse was constructed, and they closed the trapdoor from inside. So what is trapdoor? I have already discussed this word in my previous part of this chapter. Once again, if you want to write, trapdoor means back entrance. You could write indirect means of entry. So there was a trapdoor, and if you want to see the picture also, then very soon, as we are as we are advancing in the chapter, I will also show you. There's a picture of the huge wooden horse you must have seen, and there is a trapdoor also. So we are going to see the picture as well. Okay, so from here, after sunset, now after sunset, the rest of the Greek soldiers set fire to their tents and pretended to sail away. Then what's happening? They set all their tents ablaze. Okay, that means they set their fire. They set their tents on fire, because actually they were trying to show falsely, or they were trying to. Here also you could see the word pretended to sail away. That means they were trying to create a kind of illusion. They were trying to create a kind of illusion or a kind of mirage that they were going away. You could also write word professed, pretended in place of pretended. You could also write words like professed, dissimulate, or dissemble. So any of the words you could write in place of pretended. So they professed that they were selling away, or they were going away, or they were retreating, or they were pulling back, or they were withdrawing from the war. So I have used so many phrases in front of you now. You can use either of them, any one of them, at the time of your exam. So, when the Trojans saw clouds of smoke rising from the Greek tents, with neither the Greek soldiers nor their ships in sight, they could not believe in their eyes. So, as the Greek soldiers set their tents on fire, so what happened? Clouds of smoke, were rising. Or you could also write a huge plum of smoke was, or a huge plum of smoke started rising, or huge puff of smoke started rising, or smoke cloud started rising, or billowing smoke. So four replacements or four substitutes I have given you. You could write in place of clouds of smoke. So I actually give these kinds of different types of words, different types of phrases, expressions, only because I want you to write a very unique kind of answer. Okay, I want you to write something which is eye catching. I want you to write something which is so impressive that it's going to create a good impression on the mind stuff of your teacher, right? So that is why this is my sole purpose of telling you so many phrases and words and expressions, and the stuff like that, so that you could write your answer in a completely unique way. Okay, fine. So you could write like this: the puff of smoke, huge plum of smoke, huge puff of smoke, or smoke cloud, or billowing smoke. So with neither the Greek soldiers nor their ships in sight. Now no Greek soldiers were in the scene. They were nowhere to be they were nowhere to be seen, or their ships were not in the sights of the Trojans. So they could not believe in their eyes. Now Trojans, it was such a surprise, or it was such a great surprise for the Trojans, that they could not believe in their eyes that Greek soldiers were retreating, or they were pulling back. It was so difficult for the Trojans to believe in their eyes that they were really pulling back from the war. Look, the Greek camp looks deserted, yelled one of the Trojan soldiers from atop the wall. Now they were standing actually on the top of the wall. Actually they wanted to see what was happening, whether the Greek soldiers were really retreating or they were pulling back, right? So they were standing on the top of the wall in order to see what was happening. So one of the soldiers started yelling, or started shouting, that the Greek camps looks deserted. Deserted means it was looking completely dilapidated. So once again I have given you one word, deserted, and you could also write dilapidated. Fine. You could also write abandoned. Dilapidated you could write, but dilapidated means, if I'm not mistaken, that is something in ruins. So that kind of things, like their camps. Yes, you could write this word dilapidated for their camps, which was completely destroyed now, and which was completely ruined now. So you could write this word dilapidated for their camps. But here you could write, I think, deserted. In place of deserted you could write abandoned and cast off. Fine. So their camp looks abandoned and cast off. That means nobody was there, and it was completely blank, and nothing was there. So it was completely abandoned or cast off. Fine. So okay, let's go to the next page. Now the Trojans were very happy, and they must have they were very happy that Greek soldiers were pulling back, and they had surrendered. Whereas the fact was that Greek soldiers were pretending that they had abandoned the war, or they had pulled back from the war. It was not the truth, but it was a kind of illusion for the Trojans. But Trojans were very happy to see that Greek soldiers were no more interested in wars and they were retreating. So they must have retreated. One of the soldiers started yelling and started shouting with a lot of excitements that the Greek soldiers were retreating. We have won the war, cried another soldier jubilantly. Like, they started yelling and they started shouting. They started having a lot of joys and happiness, because they had believed, now they started believing that Greek soldiers were retreating and they had won the war. After a while, the Trojans opened the gates and came out. They were even more surprised to see the huge wooden horse that had been left behind by the Greeks. Now, if you remember, Ulysses, it was according to the plan of Ulysses that the huge wooden horse was, or would be kept just in front of the gates of the Trojans, and the exactly same thing happened. Greek soldiers put that huge horse or wooden horse just in front of the gate of the Trojans, and when Trojans opened the gates and came out, as they came out opening the gates, they were surprised to see this huge wooden horse, and had been left behind the that had been left behind the Greeks. So they were so surprised, or they were so, I mean, they were bewildered to see the huge wooden horse. What an enormous horse! Exclaimed a Trojan soldier. So they started having a lot of excitements, and they having a lot of surprises to see that wooden horse, because obviously it was so huge in size, and it was such an enormous horse that anybody could be surprised to see that. So, I have never seen anything like this before. What does this mean? Said another in awe. So now they, a kind of fear, a kind of like they started having a kind of fear inside them as to what's happening, what is this? We have never seen anything of this kind. So they were so surprised, they were bewildered. I know what is this, whispered someone from behind the Trojan soldiers. Uh, they turned to see a Greek soldier standing before them. He looked very distressed and was not carrying any weapons. Now, who said this? If you remember, Ulysses had, it was once again, it was according to the plan of Ulysses that one of the soldiers, whose name was Sinon, would be there along with the horse, along with the wooden horse, and it was Sinon. You see, let's read it again. I know what is this, whispered someone from behind the Trojan soldiers. Now, this soldier, whose name was Sinon, was standing behind these soldiers, and now he said he knew what it was. Once again, see, I have used this sentence in a indirect speech so that you could write in your examination. So most of the times you have to write your answers in indirect speech. So he said that he knew what this was, or what that was. They turned to a Greek soldier standing before them. Now he started moving towards the Greek soldiers. Sorry, just a minute. Trojans turned back in order to see who was standing there, or who was there. He looked very distressed, and as they turned behind in order to see who he was, they looked at him. Who was looking very distressed. So Trojans looked at Sinon, who was looking very distressed, or dejected, or disappointed, and was not carrying any weapons. And Sinon was not carrying any weapons. Okay, because it was according to their plans, of course. So he was not carrying any weapons at the same time. He was looking dejected. Who are you? They asked. Now Trojan asked him who he was. My name is Sinon. I used to be a Greek soldier. Sighed Sinon, I fell out of the favor with the rest, so they took away my sword and shield and left me behind. Now, Sinon informed the Greek soldiers, the Trojans, that his name was Sinon, and because of some reason, like due to some reasons, he had a fight with them, or he messed up with them, or because of some reason, uh, now no more he was in favor of them, or he was not in favor of them, or he did not support them at all, or he fell out of their favor now, and that is why, that was the reason they or the Greek soldiers had left him behind without any sword or shield. He also informed the Trojans that the Greek soldiers had taken his sword and shield and they had left him behind. Okay, so but we know that everything which he was informing the Trojans was untrue, was false. Have they gone back to Greece? The Trojans asked eagerly. Now, Trojans asked whether the Greek soldiers had gone back to Greece. Yes, all of them have left, and this wooden horse is a gift to the Greek goddess Athena from the Greeks to atone for having previously desecrated her temple here and ensure a safe journey home for the Greek fleet. Now, once again, he started trying to inform them a few more things. Obviously, everything was false, everything was untrue, because he told them that Greek soldiers had left, but it was completely or entirely untrue, it was false. And he also informed that the wooden horse was a gift to the Greek goddess Athena, or he also informed the Trojans that Greeks had sometimes, maybe in some previous time, they had insulted the goddess Athena. Now, in order to compensate that insult which they had done to goddess Athena, in order to compensate that, they had gifted this wooden horse, which was so eye-catching, noticeable, and so conspicuous. They had gifted this wooden horse to the goddess Athena in order to compensate their uh, insult which they had done to this goddess, which was all untrue, which was entirely false, and he was trying to create a kind of illusion. Okay, and they had done so, why? Because they wanted to ensure their journey safe to the Greece. The Greeks could not take the horse with them because it was too large for them to take to their city, because they could not carry the horse, or that wooden horse, with them, because it was so large for them to carry. What do we do with it? The Trojans asked. Now the Trojan asked what they should do with that. You could take it into your city. Athena will be happy to see that you are taking good care of her gift, suggested Sinon cunningly. Now, once again, Sinon was trying to convince them cunningly, or you could also write, Sinon was trying to convince them with shrewdness or with deception. He was trying to convince them with falsehood. Okay, what he was trying to convince them, that they should take the wooden horse inside their city, so that Athena would be so happy to see that. Fine, let's go to the next page. So here, first of all, let me show you this wooden horse. See, this was so huge and enormous in size, and it was really very noticeable, conspicuous, and eye-catching. So once again, like 3 words I have given you, you could write in your examination, so that your answer should look or would look rather your answer would look eye-catching. Okay, if you write these kinds of words, like the horse was so eye-catching, noticeable, conspicuous, then your answer would become conspicuous itself, your answer would become so noticeable. Okay, so this is my purpose. you know, that I tell you so many synonyms and words and sentences so that your answer should look so beautiful. Okay, so see, this is a flat uh, this is a platform we were talking about. Okay, this is a platform we were talking about, that flat surface upon which the horse was kept, and this was the trapdoor. This was the trapdoor, and see, the Greek soldiers were coming out with the help of this rope. Okay, and this was the scenario is completely like it's so obvious, and everything was closed, everybody was sleeping, and they were coming inside of the horse, and they had got all their plans inside their heart and mind to be executed. Okay, uh, he is right, let us do as he suggests, said the Trojans as they gazed at the horse in admiration and excitement. So obviously the horse was so once again eye catching, so they also got lured towards it, they also attracted towards the horse, and they agreed to sign on that they should take the horse inside their city. Okay, and that's what they did. The Trojans dragged the horse through the city gates. They felt that the wooden horse was a symbol of their victory over the Greeks and began to celebrate their success by feasting. Now, what they thought? They thought that they had won the war, or they had won a victory over Greeks, and they should celebrate their success by feasting. Feasting means, what is the meaning of feasting? Feasting means they should celebrate. They thought that they should celebrate their success by having a large meal, often ceremonial nature. We also have feasting whenever there is a ceremony, or whenever there is a huge occasion. Then we also celebrate by having a large meals in which a lot of people eat this meal. This war is over at last. We can sleep in peace now. This is what they started thinking. They did not know actually what was going to happen in very future. What was going to happen, they were completely unaware of the fact actually, and uh, they falsely were compelled to think that it was their victory, and they should enjoy their victory. They should celebrate their success. They were falsely actually they were actually compelled to think like that falsely. Late into the night, when the Trojans were fast asleep, the Greek soldiers quietly unlocked the trapdoor and crept outside. Now, I have already explained, I have already shown you the picture that at night what happened. They unlocked the trapdoor and they crept outside. That means they came out with the help of that rope. They opened the gate of the city for the other Greek soldiers to enter, while Sinon signaled to Greek ships which were keeping a watch from afar to turn back. Now, what happened? As the Greek soldiers were now inside the city, they opened the gate for the other Greek soldiers, and Sinon signaled to the Greek ships. That means he gave a kind of indication, or he gave a he conveyed, or he communicated, like uh, uh, how he communicated, it's not given, but he gave a signal, or he indicated the other Greek ships that they should also turn back, or they should also come towards the city of Troy, as the gates were open for them. Okay, so which were keeping a watch. Actually, the Greek soldiers did not go. We know that they were only showing, or they were pretending that they were going, but actually they were not going. Actually, after traveling for a little distance, they must have stopped over there, and they must be waiting for the instructions of their other friend soldiers, and that's what they were doing. They must be standing over there, and they were waiting for the instructions, uh, you know instructions from Sinon or other Greek soldiers which were inside the city, and this is what exactly happened. After getting into the city with the help of that Trojan horse, they opened the gate of the city Troy, and they signaled their Greek soldiers. And they also turned back, and they also came inside the city. Now, soon thousands of Greek soldiers rushed into the city and routed the Trojans. They destroyed the Trojans, they defeated the Trojans entirely. Okay, now in this way, Ulysses's machination helped the Greeks win the Trojan War. So, machination means a clever scheme of Ulysses. Because they were unable to win the war, they had laid siege for 10 years, but it never became possible for them to win the war, because it was not such a simple war so that they could win just on the basis or just on account of their fightings and all. They must have used some trickery, or they must have used some conspiracy, in order to win that war. And this is what exactly happened. They used the conspiracy, they used the trickery or some plot or some scheme, on account of which, or with the help of which, at last ultimately they won the war. So this is the machination of Ulysses which helped the Greeks win a victory over Trojans. Okay, so in place of machination, you could also write a clever scheme, artful plot, or conspiracies. Scheme, plot, conspiracies, and other words also I think I have given. Secret plan, intrigue. Okay, anything you could write. Okay, so, and for Sinon, I forgot to tell you one thing. Emissary, a word has been used. Emissary in place of emissary. Emissary means ambassador, diplomat, delegate, envoy. So you could write any of these words: envoy, ambassador, diplomat, delegate. Okay, so you could write any of these words. So at last we have finished the story. So if you like my ways of teaching, my ways of explanation, then do subscribe to my channel. If you are a new student, or if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like and share my videos with your friends. Okay, so in our next video we are going to meet once again with a new story, with a new it could be either a story, or it could be a poem. Anything, it could be fine. So okay, then till then, bye bye. We will again be meeting with a new story or a poem. Bye.